Hello, my name is Kit MacNeil, and this is my exhibition at Home Apothecary, or Extra Strength plus Pain Relief. It's an interdisciplinary body of work that I started about 6 years ago in some of my sketchbook pages using just acrylic ink and colored pencil, the occasional gel pen, some whiteout, and it eventually grew into a much bigger body of work that I've been working on ever since. So this particular piece that has a black background and an orange pill bottle was the first of the series, and that was made in January of 2016. It feels sort of like a thesis statement for the exhibition as a whole, being that they were the first works that I started on. They're all painted with acrylic ink and with a little bit of pen, and they started off honestly just as like vent sketches, I like to call them. I was just kind of getting some thoughts and emotions out on the page. I just sort of kept doing that, and it was kind of fun and kind of scary. It's very different from the rest of my practice, which tends to be much more minimalist and much more abstract and involves a lot of performance and video work. So this was sort of a fun way for me to experiment and try something else that was much more illustrative and much more playful. So this particular piece is called "I Think My Cough Drops Are Gaslighting Me," and it's a direct response to COVID and the pandemic and people who died as a result of that. It came about, I was taking some cough drops at the start of the pandemic to ease a cough, and I noticed that they had these like motivational sayings or pep talks, as they like to call them, written on the wrappers. And a lot of them just felt very capitalistic, very like, you can do better. One of the particular quotes was, "You've survived tougher," and that one really stood out to me because a lot of people didn't survive COVID or the pandemic or their cough, right? And a lot of people who did survive potentially have what we now know as like long COVID, and we're still trying to understand the effects of that. So these particular prints are made with a linoleum block and a hand-set letterpress. So all the type that you see on here was hand-set. It's a 9-point Frittura. Participants or viewers are welcome to pick one up and keep one of the wrappers with them. So a lot of these works came about as just paintings on scraps of paper, leftover projects. Eventually, I started saving all of my old pill bottles and actually painting on the pill bottles, and then also painting the pill bottles themselves. It begs the conversation of, what is resiliency to me, the reader, and what is resiliency to this like pop psychology news media that's trying to tell me that I need to be more resilient? And for me, resiliency is, I get out of bed and I survive, and I'm alive. But being alive doesn't seem to be enough for the pop psychologists out there.